It's live.
People have started coming in.
Amla, just you'll have to see and tell me, do we have any dignitary, I mean, any chairman, कोई हमारे EPH के कोई हैं अभी?
नहीं, I think only Rajiv sir.
हाँ, so we have 26 attendees. Let the number increase a bit and then we can begin.
Yeah. Now, how many are we expecting?
Raj will be able to tell us. Raj, can you just suggest me registrations?
Ma'am, we have more than 200 registrations. 247 registrations.
Okay. Okay.
We just have 44 at the moment. So.
So I'll not wait for any queue. Once we have a number around 70, then I'll start.
Yeah.
The number is not increasing that fast. Should we start because it's 2:32?
No, I think we can wait for another 5 minutes. That's fine, Ms. Ridu.
Okay.
Wait kar lete
hain.
I have blocked my time up till 3:30, 3:45. So it's okay. We are good.
Okay.
We can wait.
Yeah, Rabaji. So Raj, I think we'll start now. Rabaji is saying people will keep joining us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So are we on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Already on.
Good to go.
So greetings to everyone on behalf of Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts. I welcome you all. EPCH has organized this webinar as part of its second virtual IFF Delhi Fair Autumn 2020, which is about to begin in another 2 days. Yes, it begins on 4th of November. It's a 6-day event which will continue till 9th of November 2020. And it features, as usual, a plethora of exquisite Indian handicrafts products, which are exported all across the globe year after year. The handicrafts market, as we all know, is fashion oriented and it works on the latest trends. The change in the consumer mindset owing to the prevailing COVID-19 conditions will definitely have an impact on the designs and the philosophy of the products. And discussing this, especially with regards to furniture and lighting, is our expert panel today. She's none other than Urvashi Gupta, the accounts manager from WGSN. Urvashi has over 13 years of experience in accounts management, vendor development, buying and merchandising, consulting and operations in apparel, fashion and industry space. In WGSN, which she joined in the year 2009, she has been the senior member of the team that increased WGSN's business in South Asia by, 250% since 2007. What a remarkable achievement. She also manages WGSN's existing business in South Asia and provides strategic support to the users and is a single point of contact for all the existing subscribers. She reviews accounts in the region on a regular basis and helps them with product support to understand the process of forecasting and to adapt it to the existing product line. So we already have Urvashi with us, and we also have many participants who have joined us from not only India but from many parts of the world. So we welcome everyone once again. And without any further ado, may I request Urvashi to please begin her presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Vidhu. Good afternoon, everyone. So it's a privilege to actually be presenting the furniture and lighting trends to you. And I have my colleague Nishtha with me, who is going to be helping me in facilitating the slide movement, because while we are all working from home, we have our own technological challenges wherein, the same person without can not only, share the presentation and also refer to the notes. So without any further delay, I would welcome my colleague Nishtha also with me in coordination. And
Thank you.
we'll just start off with the trends for Spring Summer 21 for furniture and lighting. This presentation is going to take about 40 to 45 minutes to be completed. And if there are any questions, I would request you to please put in the Q&A box of the Zoom meeting, and we'll take it up later once we are done with the presentation. I hope that's fine. Yeah. So starting off with, we all know that there is a need to cocoon inside the house, which has taken another layer of meaning in this light of coronavirus, and it has accelerated a shift on how consumers are cultivating spaces and curating their time. So this presentation today is actually all about the need of cocooning, the psychology of cocooning, and how consumers and how your buyers and how your products need to be designed, keeping that psychology in mind. Because we are there in the periods which are the pre-COVID and the post-COVID period, like we had AD and BC, right? So with much of the globe which is required to quarantine, the coronavirus pandemic has created a completely new need of cocooning and of, balling up inside your own houses. This unprecedented state of confinement has actually accelerated a shift from the concept of cozy heat to a protective cave-like space or a safe shelter in which we need to find comfort, peace, and hope, and at the same time while carrying on with our everyday lives and duties. The home hub is evolving into a home body hub, which is a more realistic, less aspirational take on home life. Consumers are slowly embracing Nixon, which is the Dutch concept of doing nothing, by appreciating joy in everyday moments. And this is a movement which has been propelled by the outbreak. And we've all personally experienced this when during the lockdown we were spending more time with our families, with our children, with our loved ones, with ourselves in a lot of cases. And we actually got to know on how we were missing out on the pure joys of life. So that is what it is. That is what the positive side of COVID and Corona is, that it has actually taught us to appreciate the smaller things in life, which were just being taken for granted. So the home body hub plays a very crucial role in relieving the mental health implications of quarantine. We are seeing spaces being cultivated, and curating time is going to be very crucial in shifting mindsets from feeling stuck to having a unique opportunity to focus on home and self-care, and to switch into a hibernation mode. Not only is the home a space for multifunctional living, consumers are also beginning to rethink styling, layouts, and proportions in line with changing behaviors and more time spent inside the houses. Now more than ever, it is time for people to create a comforting, invigorating, and inspiring interior inside the house. Please excuse me. So, setting the scene of a sanctuary home through very cozy imagery, like you are seeing here, is about spaces which are filled with warm colors, textures, and soft furnishings. While photography studios are closed, why not consider repurposing the past campaign imagery as a reactive solution to set the scene? We can only use soothing language to lull shoppers into a relaxed mood while inspiring them to create their own sanctuaries. Brands can use phrases that explain how creating calm, cozy environments can provide benefits to physical and emotional well-being. Brands are also encouraging shoppers to stay indoors, providing guides and inspiration on how to embrace this new normal. These tips are also helping customers to get the most out of their homes as the shift towards the home body hub accelerates. There is a curation on hibernation themed merchandising stories, which are filled with products that encourage coziness, such as scented candles and soft furnishings alongside loungewear. We are also seeing that the customers have a unique opportunity to rethink spaces for both the short and long term. The customers are inspired to transform homes, offering a mixture of quick fix ideas alongside long term design solutions. Now is the perfect time for customers to actually take up virtual styling sessions and design services to ensure that the banners are visible and prominent. There is an inspiration which is being served up from both a creative and a functional point of view, and how windowsills are being curated through to space saving hacks, which is all that we are going to see in the further slides. Consumers are also looking to bring the outdoors in now inside their houses more than ever. So plants are a very big quick fix solution to spruce up spaces, and they are also serving as additional inspiration on how to create more botanical, natural healing environments through curated greenery, rustic furniture, and floral print textiles. We are also having complementing collections with information that educates consumers on air purifying plants as people aim to improve well-being inside their houses. Now, what are the 5 action points that we are seeing from the home sanctuary that we are talking about, that we've just talked about in the previous slide? So we are seeing that as the society is entering a phase of social distancing, people are creating sanctuary spaces in which to retreat, in which they would like to retreat and as comfortably as possible. There are new attitudes which are emerging around how consumers will shape their spaces and spend their time as they work to optimize lives, soothe anxiety, connect with friends, or simply switch into a hibernation mode. This is set to impact interiors for some time to come as consumers reset their relationship with their home. Cultivating space is about exploring what the home means to your consumer in this shifting landscape, examining how they will curate their time and space during this time of cooling and beyond. There is a need to create self reliance, which is about expecting an uptick in products that serve self sufficient lifestyles from making, mending, and growing food to survival kits in line with rising fear and anxiety levels. There is a distant togetherness wherein we are seeing isolated consumers needing a sense of community now more than ever. So, brands will have to find ways to connect those at home via virtual means or via tech innovation. We are seeing a big, meaningful optimization wherein people will have more time than ever to rethink routines and reorganize their lives. There is optimization, which can range from extra time for mindful mornings or evening rituals to learning skills, fitness, or rethinking physical space. We are also seeing an increasing trend of creativity encouragement because consumers are having more time to rethink space. They have more time to offer a mixture of creative and functional design solutions that are going to serve the needs for both the short and the long term. Coming to our trend capsule, for which we have all collected here, the wellness furniture and lighting is what we are going to talk about today. And the next few slides are only going to talk about the trends, the colors, and how the shapes on how this furniture and what is the meaning of it to our lives now after COVID. So as we say that as the consumers are spending more time at home, their relationships with furniture and lighting is evolving. There is a completely new era which is about embracing comfort and flexibility. Customers and your customers are spending, and consumers in general, and it includes you, me, and everyone present here as well. We are spending more time at home. We are fueling a stronger connection with furniture and lighting and the impact that they can have on well-being. In these times of heightened anxiety, consumers are looking at products that are going to provide a sanctuary away from the stresses and fears of the outside world with comfort, flexibility, durability, productivity, forming the key themes at the top of your mind. Furniture needs to be designed for comfort, which means that it needs to be more curvaceous, more soft, needs to have cozy aesthetics, and it needs to give consumers that relaxed and sensorial experience. Then it is about a dual use. The furniture needs to be of dual use, wherein manufacturers and brands can incorporate configurable systems or products that offer more than one function, helping to balance everyday rituals and activities. It is about lighting it up, wherein the importance of lighting on the interiors needs to be considered very, very carefully, whether it is illumination for a specific task or creating a calming ambience. There is a focus on customization, wherein we are offering ways for consumers to quickly and easily adapt furniture and lighting configurations to suit their personal aesthetic or needs. The first story among the wellness furniture is the ergonomic furniture, and we all will agree that ergonomic furniture is essential to staying healthy and productive. It is very important at the same time that this furniture mitigates the effects of remaining seated when working from home. There are tailored chairs, there are tables and desk designs which are offering comfort and promote good posture for concentration. There is a need to include extra lumbar or neck support in the chairs. In the footrest, there needs to be smart reclining capabilities in your furniture and some height adjusting functions as well. We also are seeing the trend towards portable standing desk systems, which are ideal for a multi-room use. So brands need to look at alternatives, clever seating solutions such as kneeling chairs or balls to engage core muscles, which are suitable for small space living as well and can also be used as lounge sitting. The next story is about cozy comfort. Again, as we spend more time at home, it has evolved into a place for rebalance and reassurance. Interiors have become sanctuaries that embrace visual and mental calm. So brands need to explore more curved, plump, cocooned, and relaxed forms in furniture and lighting, which creates softness and fluidity in life. So you can consider adding soft plush qualities and desirable textures to upholstery, which makes everyday items more welcoming and cozy, and at the same time also ensure optimum comfort and inviting appeal and deepen the emotional connection that your consumers have with their furniture. The next is the sofa sanctuary. So consumers are actually reconnecting with their living room spaces, and you all can also experience this in your personal life, wherein wherein the living rooms have become areas for shared family time, for relaxation, for comfort, for some solace. Some people also meditate in their living rooms, they do yoga in their living rooms. So you need to have products that provide tactility and welcoming appeal with cozy rounded profiles and overstuffed cushion features. So you can actually look at sumptuous fabrics which provide a reassuring feel. Look at some removable cushions and modular configurations that can be rearranged for adaptability and for indoor socializing. We also have to look at some soft flexibility, which means that your furniture needs to be compact and easy to move. Furniture, which is ideal for a multi-room use and small spaces, is the one which is going to get the most traction from your consumers. The rise of the table definitely continues, with all formats rediscovered for varied home activities, from side tables to kitchen and to dining. You can think about some lightweight, adaptable tables, products which can be used and moved to suit the user's requirements. So you can actually look at a day bed that converts into a sofa or to a coffee table that doubles doubles as a workstation. So brands need to offer folding and stacking solutions. Also, brands need to look at some multitasking solutions wherein they need to offer ingenious ways to make smart use of spaces with durable multi-purpose products and dual-use solutions. From folding beds to adapting desks, brands need to update formats like the traditional couch for extending functions. So work, eating, and lounging can be combined in one piece. Like we have this sofa from Piano Isola. It can be used as a couch, as a sofa, as a working table, as a dining area. So this is something that probably the consumers are going to be looking at in times to come. So look at clever ways to build in storage to help declutter spaces when room needs to be converted quickly from work to play. Coming on to lighting.
Rushi, I
Yeah.
wanted to stop you. If you can just be a little clearer because there are a lot of messages saying that your voice is not audible to them.
Sorry,
So
I couldn't
please
get
do
you.
something. Your voice is not audible. They're not able to find your voice clear.
Okay, is it fine now?
Maybe just have a sip of water or something because of your throat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
just going to have a sip.
No worries. So just carry on. We'll try to raise the voice from the back end as well.
Yeah. Okay. Is it better?
Yeah, slightly better.
Okay. 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 Coming to task lighting, it is often an overlooked aspect of a room or a work environment. So we need to look at desk lamps and portable lights, which are localized lights and can help prevent eye strain and promote productivity. Brands need to create designs that the user can control, relocate, adjust, and convert to ambient light. One needs to tap into the increased demand for well-lit spaces due to video conferencing and remote working requirements. Brands need to consider SAD lighting to help boost concentration, lift mood, and restore natural energy and balance. Reassuring shelving is another trend that is coming, which is a need to create space which inspires us or makes us feel calm, and it is increasingly important in these times. Shelving solutions can actually help to declutter and store unused items, providing reassurance by displaying some personal mementos. Brands need to introduce furniture to help the consumer curate and style possessions, giving them a sense of belonging. They need to be offered systems that are easy to assemble and can be rearranged in personalized configurations to capitalize on unutilized space. Lounging and gaming. As people elect to stay at home rather than go out, video game usage, indoor entertainment, and online streaming has surged as consumers seek comfort and nostalgia. So brands need to encourage relaxed lifestyles with cozy forms that offer protection and support users in creating personal sanctuaries. They need to tap into proliferation of home-based activities with familiar qualities and sensorial textures. Coming to the key directions for furniture and lighting, this is a closer to season confirmation of SS21 trends, including designs that draw on the wonder of nature, celebrate handcrafted appeal, and explore computer-generated aesthetics. The key directions, and looking at the most recent launches and trade show collections of from the pre-coronavirus lockdown, we confirm that SS21 forecast trends for furniture and lighting are expanding and underlining the most important directions for this season's ranges. Transform is one of our key stories, which actually draws on the wonders of nature and science and takes inspiration from ancient mythologies, the ocean, and the outer surface. The second story is Homespun, which is looking to design that grows better with age. This direction celebrates comforting forms, time-honored craft processes, and sustainable design that is kinder to the earth. The third story that we are looking at here is the direction is Gamescape, and this is the direction which explores boundaries between real and the virtual. It injects playful colors, pattern, and whimsy via a digital lens. Coming on to transform, the rituals and symbols are actually taking inspiration from ancient mythologies and rituals to create minimalistic furniture and lighting designs that are timeless. There are celestial forms which are inspiring circular forms, orbs, and globe motifs. So brands need to look at the use of classic materials such as marble, brass, and concrete to elevate and modernize the look. There is a lot of water texture usage that we are going to see, which means that the forms and textures of water are being used to inspire statement designs full of some beguiling movement. There's a capturation of the look of rippling waves from small details in hammered metals to large wave forms in plastics and metals. There is a use of glass lighting designs to emulate the flickering light effects of water. The next theme in the transform is engineered nature, which designs which are inspired by nature and are modernized by new material innovations and contemporary settings. This is about celebration of natural materials by showcasing the jagged edges and undulating the contours of wood in modern and uncluttered looks. There is a recreation of the patterns of nature in unexpected and modern materials, which provides a visual connection to the beauty of nature. Moving on, the story talks about lunar textures, which creates intriguing and otherworldly designs by taking inspiration from the outer space. It takes inspiration from dry lava stone to a smooth marble or to rough rocks and textured metallics. It is adopting a very, very futuristic look for minimalistic furniture and lighting. So brands can look at experimenting with textured metallics for lighting designs that create intriguing effects in the interior. The next story is homespun, and the first theme in homespun is about soft utilitarian. This story talks about giving utilitarian designs a softer look via matte finishes, muted colorways, and ergonomic forms. So this talks about taking a very mix and match approach by pairing matte surfaces with contrasting wood, metal, and opaque glass. It also talks about the use of lightweight materials such as plastic and rubber to make designs which are both easy to use in both outdoors and indoors. The next theme is about comforting embrace, which allows comfort to take center stage with designs that emphasize a cozy, enveloping tactility. Designed with curved forms and soft fabrics in muted colorways for a soothing, inviting look. It also is about creating statement pieces via oversized shapes and exaggerated, almost childlike forms. The next is the crafted interlace, which talks about embracing the beauty of traditional craft with modern interpretations in new forms, colors, materials, and techniques. It talks about offering a fresh take on craft with supersized strips of leather and braiding to create furniture pieces in bold forms. For a subtle take on this theme, one can add small sections of crafted materials to modern forms in a nod which gives more natural and handcrafted look. And this is very, very important for the kind of furniture which goes out from India, because it is all about handmade and natural and handcrafted look to be shown. There is a huge focus on sustainability in this story, which offers customers a sustainable alternative with eco-friendly designs that have authenticity of provenance and a feel-good factor. So materials need to be used in abundance, from recycled materials such as plastic from waste in fishnets to excess material from production waste. Furniture, if you go and check on the internet, has actually used a material which is derived from end-of-life textiles and off-cut goods. Then we have in the next theme, which is Gamescape, we have the first story, which is the eclectic collage, and it is taking a more is more approach to design by mixing and matching materials, colors and textures in a freehand, but in a more careful, curated way. It is about adding joyful, bright, and saturated color and unexpected pattern to design, creating a more playful look. And you can also experiment by subverting traditional design forms and adding tactile textures to this mix. Then we have Cool Candy, which is taking inspiration from the Art Deco era for candy colorways that create a soft and fun direction for furniture and lighting. It is about designing playful pieces that add a whimsical, almost cartoon-like approach, subverting expectations around form and function. We are seeing a lot of use of transparent materials such as glass and plastic to enhance the candy-like aesthetic in this story. The next theme is the whimsical industrial, which is offering a fresh take on the industrial aesthetic with pops of color and pattern. There is an update on functional and utilitarian designs in a range of different colors to enable customers to achieve a more personal look, and it is designed for a variety of uses from decorative displays to home working storage. Then we have DigiReal, which is the next theme, and it talks about creating uncanny designs for interiors with patterns and materials that blur boundaries between the real and the virtual. This is all about experimenting with unusual fabrics and patterns that provide unreal tactile surface appeal. It is also about adding playful patterns and colors and recreating Photoshop-like effects with ombre gradients and blurs. Now coming to the trend capsule, which I would really want to talk about. This has got nothing to do with our trend, but it is about staycation, which is the biggest buzzword these days. And with the world travel still off the table for many, nautical interior styling has offered a way to bring the holiday vibes closer to or even into the home. So what brands can do is perhaps collaborate with a local craft person as Rattan designs come to the fore, or partner with a local artisan and studio to implement these techniques in their own range. In this, what happens is that localism becomes a key driver for interiors. So make sure you communicate your efforts via the social media platforms. You make a lot of noise about it, and you actually bring the whole effort into the forefront of letting your consumers know that this is what you've done in terms of your collaboration and in terms of how the products are being sold. One should also give a lot of attention to smaller details while designing such a trend or such a capsule. So what you can actually do is create harbor-side settings within interiors by using materials and finish that allude to docks or coastlines. Now, this is definitely more for hotels, perhaps, where people are going for staycation, and a longer ones at that, because I know a lot of people not going for a 2 or 3 or a 4-day holidays, but like taking a 2 weeks or 3 weeks out into the mountains or out into a beach, in a hotel or in a B&B, where they are just spending time and just staying, because anyways working from home has left us with a lot of disposable time. And it can also talk about decorating goods with nautical patterns, which are ideal for decor and textiles. Again, in this particular trend capsule, curves are the key, wherein inspiration needs to be taken from the architectural fixtures and shapes found in luxury boats and ships to offer a comforting look and a contemporary style, such as rounded furniture edges or exposed bolts and knots. Then you have Captain's Curves, which is again a theme in the trend capsule of staycation, wherein the details are being borrowed from yachts and cruise liners to introduce curved architectural details, such as arched windows and doorways to interiors, offering a sense of protection. There are soft furniture ranges with exaggerated rounded corners for a beach pebble aesthetic, and these can be paired with soft-shaped decor or pillows to enhance the cozy feel of this direction. It needs to be taken, or it can be taken one step further with oversized ceiling lights for windows that reference potholes. Then we have cruise looks, which talks about more fitted spaces towards the aesthetics of luxury cruise liners. This is specifically for small spaces, and it talks about incorporating built-in detailing, top spec finishes, and materials such as marble, glass, and gold. Less is more here in terms of product design and spatial styling. And one can use jewel-like details to accent smaller elements within the space, such as light fixtures or draw pulls. The pattern needs to be kept to a minimum, and the focus needs to be brought to striking furniture silhouettes and in open plan settings. Then we have the fully fitted suite, which is talking about whether it is an open plan space at home or a carefully planned decor of a second holiday home. Homeowners and designers are actually opting for built-in furniture design for a fuss-free result. There is bespoke seating or sleeping nooks which are exploiting small or unusual room dimensions by making them super cozy using awkward angles in a way store-bought items would struggle to. Doors are replaced with fixed partitions or dividers to help open multifunction spaces. Then we're talking about industrial accents, and this is an industrial touch where the story evolves, driven by exterior detailing, concrete look flooring, and striking light fixtures. The inspiration needs to be taken from exposed piping for taps or cupboard details, or one can also add micro concrete wall finishes inspired by dock and harbor settings. This theme also celebrates the natural coloring of materials for an original look, including copper, steel, and stone. Coming on to subtle stripes, the refined nautical story remains important with classic pared down blue and white stripes, of course, which are designed to brighter up interior spaces. There is an experiment which is being seen with different pattern variations for a graphic look, such as wavy lines mixed with pinstripes or simple checks. There is a layering which is being seen in planes and prints, and it makes it easy for consumers to add new products to an existing coastal scheme that they may have in their houses. With the woven materials, we are seeing a lot of rattan and rope inspired furnishings, which stay as a key direction for the home due to their natural qualities and intriguing patterns. And they somewhat also resemble the traditional fisherman's basket. And it is a design with sustainability. And sustainability is actually kept in mind in order to make a conscious product, from sourcing wicker, chain, or grasses to working with an ethical manufacturer who protects the original source of the material as well. So brands can embrace the all-natural look with untreated or unpainted finishes to further convey the organic credentials of the product. Coming to rustic vintage, what it does is just combine characterful vintage materials and textiles together to invent a casual country coast style feel. And it is inspired by the cottagecore trend. In this, you need to select furniture and decor from various eras and revive designs with fresh color treatments or upholstery to add an individual look to your coastal range. Lived-in materials such as vintage leather, reclaimed wood, and aged ceramics help bring a relaxed look to spaces. Then we have the sunny terracotta, which is about introducing restorative colors by mixing earthy tones of sand, ochre, and dusty pink with blue, which offers a warmer take on the nautical. It is about emphasizing this sun-bleached palette through the use of bare plaster-sized backdrops and warm red and pale woods within furniture designs and window treatments. It is about collaborating with an international studio to add an element of authentic global folk surface decoration to your range and pay respect to its origin and build an interesting recollection narrative. The last but not the least in terms of our trend capsule is the immersive color, wherein we have confirmed blue as the key color for 2020. And it is a very, very important direction for the hospitality industry, wherein the interior spaces are filled with this color to create an immersive underwater look that offers a sense of escapism. There are layered textiles and ornaments that are enhancing this look. There is a mixing of multiple shades of blue together to show how consumers can easily achieve this within their home. It's about exploring painterly washes, blending inky hues together to create a tonal contrast and add texture to flat surfaces. And with this, we come to the end of our presentation. And I'm happy to take questions. We have, yeah. So this is about, can we please get this webinar recording on our mail? I think it is being,
Yeah.
I think it is being recorded, so it will be shared with you all.
It will be shared with all the participants.
Yeah, and I also see some comments about not being audible. I hope after Amla pointed it out, it is better. I'm just wanted to tell you all I'm in self-isolation, so please excuse my voice. So I have a bit of a sore throat, so I'm sorry for it. But yes, we do have a recording. And in case any help is needed, you can email me or EPCH, and we can, whatever is not being understood, that can actually be sent to you in writing. Any more questions?
All the attendees are requested, if there is any sort of question you have for the particular presentation made for the furniture and lighting, please put your questions in question and answer box. We will try to answer each one. So, Ridu ma'am, Rajesh answer. I think do not hesitate in questioning, because there's possibility that, you know, if you have that doubt, the other might be hesitant, would be of help. So please be very, very genuine in terms of asking anything that comes in your mind. So we have certain questions.
Is there a trend for wood colors? Yes, definitely. We did talk about terracotta colors, and we did talk about natural, you know, where people are bringing nature inside of their home. So definitely, you cannot get a, you know, there is a focus towards more of brown interiors. Yes. We are also looking at some kind of coffee tables which are made out of, you know, wood block. So yes, it is there, definitely. But right now in this presentation, what we've covered is mostly the trends for spring summer 21. I think the wood colors are more towards the autumn winter trends. I would request Nishtha to please confirm this.
Yes.
So what are the metal finishes we are looking at in terms of trend? The metal finishes, well, we are mostly for this season, at least for spring summer 21, we are looking at more earthy tones, and we are looking at gold, silver, and aluminium as finishes. I did mention it in the presentation, wherein we did say that one of the story does cover more of gold, silver, and aluminium and steel finishes.
Also, yeah. Urushi, to add copper.
Yeah, so copper as well. Yeah. In terms of rugs, we were not covering flooring right now. We were only covering furniture and lighting. So if you can actually send in your requirements to EPCH, and maybe we can do something on flooring as well, right, Amla?
Yes, that's possible. This time we had just taken in the furniture and the lighting part, and we are going to be having series of such webinars coming with different product categories and the season. So we look forward to see textiles and flooring coming together, and followed by the home decorative, and then the fashion, things like that. So we're trying to cater all the segments one by one. So the flooring and textile will be coming soon.
In terms of, yeah, please go on.
No, I hope I've answered the question.
And for glass, what finishes would be trendy? See, I won't be right now be able to comment on glass really, because at this point, I'm not sure of this answer, but yes, I can check and I can get back to you.
As far as my understanding to this particular think now that this question has been raised, I think either go for color blocking or go for neutral shades is what is going to help you. Do not go for anything too bright or citric. It's not going to help. So softer tones will be better, as in the slide Urvashi had also mentioned about softer, paler pink. इसको पिछले season में हम लोगों ने ice cream shade भी कहा था. So you can look at those softer tones, and I think it should work for you. Anything else? There are chats. What kind of interior people are focusing on the next few years? Urvashi, the next question which I see from
any
Akshay.
period influences that would come to the forefront. Again, I will have to get back on this. I don't see any periodic influence which is coming in. It's just vintage which is perhaps coming in. So I will have to get back on this. Amla, you can maybe please take note, and we can send an email later, and I will just get the reports and share links with you or something like that.
There is another
PDF.
Yeah, that will be done. In fact, the presentation itself will be sent to them. There's another question which is coming from my Nak Mandal. Do you have any suggestions about the trends in artistic furniture? For example, they have their own manufacturing unit in furniture. So what do you think about that? So artistic furniture?
So, yeah, Menak, I would say that is more of handcrafted furniture, which is a speciality of India, that inlaid furniture. So when we talk about collaboration of your craft with some brand or something like that, so yes, that is definitely on trend. And also in terms of what is being exported from India to overseas countries is actually only based on the authenticity of the handmade stuff about it. So I think that is where the artistic, feature of your furniture plays itself. So I would not say that, because WGSN is more of a global company, so I can't pinpoint anything on a trend which is in the artistic furniture, because it is pretty niche in terms of what is being done in specific parts of the country. Like there is carving which happens in Jammu and Kashmir, there is rustic furniture which happens in Jodhpur, So inlaid furniture again is a regional specialty, and it needs to be like some part of it can be collaborated with another brand, or maybe can be used.
So there is another question which says, hi, can you give us some insights about the trends of USA market for semi-industrial and industrial furniture?
Yes, of course, Ayush. We have this entire website called WGSN Insights, which gives you global trends of the various regions in semi-industrial or industrial furniture, or what the consumers are looking at. So right now, I mean, it is going to be too much information to be actually given on this platform in terms of what those markets are actually looking for. There are several hundreds of reports which are available on Insights, for different areas of business. So maybe you can get in touch with us later, and if we can speak about finishes specifically, please. Finishes, I am not an expert in finishes. I think EPCH being an expert themselves in the kind of finishes, they would be able to give it out better. Because what WGSN gives are trends, how a designer perceives it basis their own understanding of the trends, and the imagery that is provided by us is.
Okay, so I'll just try and help you with this. I wish to know which product category, Ayush Jainji, which product category are you looking at the finishes? Are you looking at the furniture in terms of wood, or you're looking at metal? That's one of my questions before I answer you this question. So, okay, so it's wood and iron mix. So when it comes to wood, please do not polish your wood at all. Try keep the granules and the textures quite visible. इस समय सबको natural sustainable का बहुत ज़्यादा concern है. So I would really recommend you to try and stick to the natural material. That's one. चाहे वो आम की हो, चाहे वो शीशम की हो, चाहे वो टिक की हो, कोई सी भी लकड़ी हो, please prefer, do not polish it much. That's very, very important. And when it comes to iron, solid powder coated stuff was very, very likable, but prefer keeping things very vintage. Try keeping things very patina, because आज के समय में लोगों के पास इतना पैसा नहीं है कि वो बहुत polished चीजें खरीद सकें. So it's more sensible that we deal with finishes which are more long lasting. ये थोड़ा practical जवाब है इस चीज का. So if you are into wood and iron, anybody who other than Ayush Jain ji and anybody who is on the platform, I think this would be the underlying fact that you have to stick to something which is very, very neutral and natural. Thank you so much. You're most welcome, Ayush ji. So I think we've answered almost all the questions which were raised. So Mridu ma'am,
So any from you, Amla?
Now that Urvashi has already given a great insight about the trends,
Yes.
I think road to recovery is very important at this given time. So at whatever the questions were asked, I have duly tried to answer in terms of the practical material thing. Soon we will be also doing other product categories. So I think we will be able to take in the other category questions in the following seminars.
So thank you so much, Urvashi ji. Thank you, Amla, for being here and conducting the question answer session. We thank all the participants. Also hope you have benefited from this webinar. And that's how, and that's why EPCH keeps organizing webinars on different topics pertaining to your exports. And this time it was concentrating the trends, the coming trends for furniture and lighting. And thank you, Rashiji. Thank you, Amla, once again. Thanks all the participants on behalf of Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts. We'd like to say bye to all of you. And please don't forget to join us on our virtual fair, the IHGF Delhi Fair, which begins on 4th of November. It's a 6-day event, which will go on till 9th of November. So be there and happy sourcing, happy viewing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.